This is the Giants Postcast, your instant game reaction for the San Francisco Giants, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Yo, what's up, everyone, and welcome back to the Locked On Giants Postcast. I'm your host, Eric Triple E Engel. You may know me as the former producer for the Murph and Mac Morning Show on KMBR, or maybe from some of these other Locked On Sports postcasts we do. We also do Locked On Warriors and Locked On 49ers postcast as well. But today, man, it's all about the Giants. They're now riding a six-game win streak after a comeback win in the ninth inning against the Colorado Rockies. I cannot believe that they pulled this one out. This was an incredible win for the Giants, who are on the verge of just a monumental loss. And I don't say that in any exaggerating way. This game would have been a disaster for the Giants to lose. Instead, they pull it out. Willie Adames had a big game. Mike Yastrzemski, Wilmer Flores, Casey Schmitt, all drive-in runs in that ninth inning to bail out this Giants offense, who was horrid through the early part of this game. But hey, all that anyone's ever going to remember from this one is the comeback win in the ninth inning, and the devil magic is back in full force, baby. We'll break it all down, but first, I want to thank all of you for watching us on the Locked On Giants YouTube channel. Please, if you aren't already subscribed, hit that subscribe button right now. Thanks also for listening on the Locked On Giants podcast feed. However you're tuning in, we appreciate it. Make sure to check out the Locked On Giants Daily Show for more in-depth coverage. My guy, Ben Kaspick, always does a great job. And man, this one, I mean, we keep calling it devil magic because earlier in this season, after the Elliot Ramos Little League walk-off home run, Barstool Sports coined it devil magic. And so we're just rolling with it, man. We're embracing the devil magic here in San Francisco, and the Giants apparently taking it on the road with them to Colorado. I cannot believe that they won this game. This one was bonkers in the ninth inning, but before that was kind of a little bit of a drag. I mean, for a Coors Field game, it was 3-2 for the vast majority of this one, and the Giants, they're only a couple runs coming off the bat of Willie Adames, a sac fly in the first and a home run for Willie Adames in the fifth inning. It looks like those couple of days off that he had are paying dividends for Willie Adames right now. He even said on the postgame that he feels like he had an opportunity to reset, find himself again, and that's exactly what it looked like happened today out there at Coors Field. And hitting at Coors Field never hurt anybody either, except for maybe some pitchers today like Kyle Harrison, who got lit up, and also the Colorado Rockies bullpen in the ninth inning just completely imploded, man. And thank God the Colorado Rockies are horrid and as terrible as they are. Otherwise, the Giants probably don't win this game. But hey, they did what they needed to do, and let's just get right to it. Today's turning point in that ninth inning.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
And for me, that turning point came with that first at-bat. Casey Schmitt in the top of the ninth goes deep, his first home run of the season, and just a missile, a line drive over the left field wall, 105.1 miles an hour, 408 feet. And I mean, this one got out of here in a hurry, the first pitch of the inning. And after that, the Giants just kept rallying. Tyler Fitzgerald, after falling down 0-2, draws a walk, works. Dave Fleming called it maybe Tyler Fitzgerald's best at bat of the entire season. I'm not going to go that far, but it was a damn good at bat by Tyler Fitzgerald to work that walk eventually. Took 9 pitches, in that at bat for him to draw that walk. And that was a huge momentum shift for the Giants. And then Andrew Kinsner gets on right afterwards. He draws a walk as well. So now you got 2 on and nobody out. Jung-Hoo Lee hits into a force out. So now you got 2 on and 1 out with Willie Adames at the dish. He works yet another walk. So 3 walks in the inning. And you know what we say about those free 90s? They're going to come back to haunt you. Elliot Ramos, sac fly, scores another run for the Giants. So now with 2 outs and the Giants trailing by 1, you got Wilmer Flores, who's leading the team in RBIs and has just been a force for this Giants offense this year. And he comes up huge in another big moment for Wilmer. Singles, drives in the tying run. So we know we're at least going to have a chance for the Giants to if they ended the inning right there, they could go into the bottom of the ninth and maybe hold the Rockies down, go into extra innings and win it there. But no, Mike Yastrzemski decides that he had a big day recently in their last outing, and he wants another one today. Mike Yastrzemski singles on a line drive to right fielder Mickey Moniak, and Willy Adames scores. And man, Mike Yastrzemski having another big moment for the Giants after he was just down and out. We were talking on the last show about maybe who do you want to see in right field? Even though it was Yaz who came up with that big game the last time that the Giants won just 2 days ago. You're still sitting there wondering, do we want Mikey Yaz out there in right field? Maybe it's time for Luis Matos or Grant McCray or someone else to take over those roles. And Mike Yastrzemski says, not so fast. And he delivers big time for the Giants today. And man, a pinch hit, or he had pinch hit earlier in the game for Gerard Encarnacion. So he goes 1 for 2 on the day, an RBI for Mikey Yaz. And man, this might be the biggest swing of Mike Yastrzemski's year since that walk-off splash hit earlier in the season. This has been a wild ride for Mike Yastrzemski in these last couple days, but hey, he's proven to you why he's got worth as that third outfielder for the Giants, maybe fourth outfielder, depending on how the rest of this year shakes out. But you can do a lot worse. I've been saying this all year. You can do a lot worse than having Mike Yastrzemski as your third or fourth outfielder. And he showed you again today why you cannot ever just give up on this guy entirely. And for the Giants, this is a little bit of history, because this is now 6 consecutive wins. That's not the history-making part, but 6 consecutive one-run wins. That's the most in franchise history. It's also the longest streak of one-run wins in a decade since the 1989 Angels did it. The Giants, I mean, this is crazy. I mean, seeing the way that this team just has this never-die attitude and can constantly find ways to lift themselves up when they're down and come back and win games that they really have no business winning. They had no business winning this game. This should have been their second loss of the season to the Colorado Rockies. By the way, the Rockies have only beat one team in Major League Baseball more than one time this year. That's the Marlins. They just swept them not that long ago. So the Giants trying really hard to avoid becoming just the second team to lose more than one game to the Rockies. And for today, they did it. You still got 2 more out there in Colorado, but the Giants riding a 6-game winning streak. This is exactly what we were hoping for, was that the Giants would continue rolling with that momentum into Colorado, and hopefully you can work out a series sweep against the Rockies. I mean, the Giants would just benefit so greatly from that right now, especially because the Padres and Dodgers are continuing to play this series against each other. So those two teams are gonna cannibalize each other a little bit, and it gives the Giants an opportunity to gain ground on at least one of those two teams. Right now, as of the time of this recording, 9:08, or this live broadcast, the Padres are winning 9-0 in the bottom of the 7th. And the Giants are just licking their chops right now. I mean, they're a season high, I believe a season high, 11 games over 500. They are 39-28 right now, 1 game shy of 40 wins. In this team, I mean, I said it after the last win they had, it seems like they have really figured out a way to recapture that early season magic that they were really missing out on. And today, I mean, I want to go ahead and just get into this right now. We're going to give Willy Adames our player of the game for what he did today.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
And there's a lot of ways we could have gone with this. Wilmer with his big clutch RBI to tie the game. Even Mike Yastrzemski to put the Giants ahead. You could have gone a lot of different directions with this one, because there were a lot of contributors in today's win. But for me, it's Willy Adames. I mean, this guy was so down and out. He took 2 days off. Bob Melvin gave him the Sunday game off, and then he had the scheduled off day yesterday. He ends up being on base 3 times in this one, more than any other Giant in today's game. And Willy Adames was a huge Willy Adames was on base twice in this game. Excuse me, my bad. But still pretty damn good. He had 2 RBIs. One of those RBIs came off of a solo home run, and he had a sac fly in the first inning. But that solo home run, man, Willy Adames has been looking for that swing to get him going for quite a long time, and he found it today. And hopefully this is the start of something that we can build on for if you're Willy Adames. And they really need that right now with Matt Chapman hitting the 10-day IL. You saw a couple days ago when he slid back into first base, he kind of jammed that hand. And although the x-ray turned up negative, the MRI showed that he had a couple sprained ligaments and such in that hand, and he is now on the 10-day IL. Christian Koss is the corresponding roster move, comes back up from AAA. Point being, the Giants need somebody to step up. And today it was Willy Adames that did it. And I would be lying if I said that I didn't kind of expect this, because this is a big moment. Willy Adames is a big-time player. He hasn't really shown that here in San Francisco in his couple months with the team, but he's a slow starter. Guys usually take some time to adjust to a new situation after signing that big contract, and Willy Adames has struggled to live up to it. But today, in Coors Field, after a couple days off, I just got the vibe that he was going to do something today. So much so that I actually threw some money down on a Willy Adames anytime home run, and it cashed. And thankfully, the Giants did more than just cash my bet today. They actually went out and won the game. I would have been still talking about Willy Adames and hopeful for him to continue to improve had the Giants lost this game. But ultimately, you really just want to win games. That's the whole point of this thing, right? Is to keep winning games, get closer and closer to that postseason. And the Giants, I think that they're starting to really believe it. They've staved off this June swoon after just a meager May, if you will. And the Giants looking for any way to keep the ball rolling. And today it was a lot of different contributors, but for my money, I think it's Willy Adames that should get the most credit for this one. He had 2 RBIs, the only Giant with multiple RBIs in this game. So shout out Willy Adames, our player of the game today. Shout out the Giants for that 9th inning comeback. What a win. And thankfully, they're playing the Colorado Rockies, who only have 12 wins this season. Mind you, one of those did come against the Giants earlier this year, but we can forget about that for today. The Giants, ultimately, a win's a win. Doesn't matter who you're playing. They all count the same at the end of the day. When we come back, we got to talk about Kyle Harrison's day, a little bit about Spencer Bivens and the rest of the bullpen, which was a little bit shaky in this one, but good enough to get the win. We'll go over that and get into what you'll be talking about. All that's next on the Locked On Giants postcast. Today's show is sponsored by Supply House. Get the supplies you need from the site that's made for the skilled trades. Supply House. Whether you're in plumbing, HVAC, or electrical work, Supply House is the reliable way to order products online. Their easy-to-use website is jam-packed with helpful resources and the latest product info to help you get the job done right. Plus, with a complete inventory of over 200,000 parts from 400 plus top brands, you'll find exactly what you need delivered fast from coast to coast. Need help with an order? Supply House offers expert support and industry-leading service, so you'll always talk to a real person. And for trade pros looking for an extra edge, their free Trade Master program offers exclusive perks like a dedicated phone line, free shipping, and discounts on every order. Thousands of skilled professionals are already taking advantage, and now it's your turn. Join the Trade Master program today at supplyhouse.com/TM and start ordering plumbing, HVAC, and electrical supplies with just a few clicks. Plus, use promo code SH5 for 5% off your first order. That's supplyhouse.com. And today's show is also brought to you by Monarch Money. Ever check your bank account and wonder, where did all my money go? Between dining out, online shopping, and entertainment, it's easy to lose track. It's where Monarch Money comes in, your personal CFO giving you full visibility and control over your finances. Monarch Money isn't just a budgeting app, it's a complete financial command center. You can track all your accounts, investments, and spending in one place, so you stop just managing your money and you start building wealth. Comes with all sorts of surprising insights. When I started using Monarch, I realized just how much money I was spending on food delivery and just eating out in general. Now I meal prep, budget smarter, and save more. It also gives you all-in-one convenience. So instead of juggling multiple apps, you can just use one, Monarch, to check your finances, track spending, and even plan long-term goals. Take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONMLB at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. That's monarchmoney.com, code LOCKEDONMLB for half off your first year. Welcome back to the Locked On Giants postcast. I'm your host, Eric Triple E Engel, and today I cannot believe that the Giants actually pulled this win out by the skin of their teeth. 6-5 win over the Colorado Rockies. The Devil Magic out in full force in Colorado tonight, and Willy Adames delivers big time. And ultimately, the whole offense kind of contributed in this one. Giants had 8 hits, so it's not the most hits that you'd like to see, or they had 7 hits, excuse me. It's not the most hits you'd like to see from this team, but hey, they got them when they mattered. 2 for 8 with runners in scoring position. Not as good as it could be, but that's what this team is. They have just enough offense to get it done most nights, and especially when the pitching staff is going to usually turn in some pretty good numbers, although I wouldn't really classify today as a good number. But it is Coors Field, 5 runs. We'll take it. In a win, we'll take it. The Kyle Harrison only went 5 innings today, which is about what we've come to expect from Kyle Harrison. I've talked about this multiple times on the show. I do not want to see Kyle Harrison a third time through any batting order at all for the rest of the season. 2 times, sit his ass down. That's exactly how this should go. Kyle Harrison, 4.56 ERA on the season, but most of that damage against him comes on his 3rd time through the order. He had 5 innings pitched today, only gave up 4 hits, but 3 runs, 2 walks. He did have 6 Ks, but gave up 2 bombs. Home Run Harry back at it again, giving up those home runs. And we just don't need that from Kyle Harrison. We know he's going to live high in that strike zone with that 4-seamer, and he's going to get touched up every now and again. And that did happen today. Thankfully, most of those home runs came with nobody on base. So, I mean, you limit damage in some ways. If he had more walks in this one, this could have gotten out of control fast for Kyle Harrison. Thankfully, he was able to at least go those 5 innings and then turn it over to the bullpen. Now, I am a little. We're going to give Bob Melvin a little bit of a lesson here. Maybe don't leave Spencer Bivens in when he's given up signs already, or showing signs already of a guy who's starting to lose his control out there. He went 2.2 innings today, or 2 2/3. Gave up a couple hits, also gave up a couple runs, 2 runs, 3 walks for Bivens. It was not his worst day on the mound, and I'm not gonna crush Spencer Bivens for his outing today. It was not horrible. It was one of his lesser outings of the season, but he was just hung out there to dry by his guy Bob Melvin. He should have went to the Eric Miller or whoever was going to come in next much sooner than they did. And Eric Miller also, man, can this guy find the strike zone sooner, please? Because watching him just completely lose control when he's up 0-2 on a guy and just throw 3-4 consecutive pitches that are completely non-competitive, he looks like he's got something going on. He might be the only arm in the bullpen besides Ryan Walker that gives me any sort of concern, even though Miller's got a 1.23 ERA on the season, and he now picks up his 3rd win. He's 3-0. His strikeout to walk ratio is not very good. He's not what you want to see, at least. He's been walking a lot of guys lately, and hopefully he's able to right this and fix what he's doing out there on the mound, because so far I'm not liking the 1-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio. The 17 walks to 17 strikeouts, it's a little lackluster, but ultimately, again, he had enough in the tank to get it done today. And again, Eric Miller, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. So that ratio stays 1-to-1. Not exactly what I want to see from a guy who's supposed to be a leverage arm in the pen. But hey, everybody was fresh today. You keep most of your high leverage arms fresh for tomorrow. You didn't have to use Randy Rodriguez. You did use Camilo Doval, and you didn't have to use Tyler Rogers either. So that sets up the Giants nicely for the next 2 games in the series and for the rest of this road trip. But ultimately, I do want to see a little bit more from Kyle Harrison. I mean, it just leaves something to be desired, because he's got all the arm talent in the world, and he just makes mistakes, man. And I don't know how to fix this if you're Kyle Harrison. I mean, because it's just his strategy is to try and blow those fastballs by you up in the zone. That's who he is. And you have to figure that this guy's got to develop at least a decent secondary pitch, because he does have a couple pitches that he cycles through, but none of them really, aside from that fastball, none of them are jumping off the page at you. And I'm not saying he's got to, develop some like nasty changeup or anything like that. He throws a changeup and a slurve in addition to his 4-seamer. But that slurve, man, is just very uninspiring. That changeup, sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. And ultimately, I would just like to see Kyle Harrison succeed. I mean, he's a local kid, and he's got all the talent in the world. He just has not been able to find that rhythm yet. But enough for a win today. The Giants get their 6th win in a row. And before we get on out of here, we got to get into what you'll be talking about after this one.
this is what you'll be talking about.
So what you'll be talking about after this one, I think, is really ultimately just the Giants' devil magic continuing to roll. There's a lot of things that you could probably talk about after this one. The Willie Adames home run, maybe he's going to get going. The lack of a Matt Chapman going forward, and the offense looking kind of lackluster. Chapman probably going to be gone a little longer than those 10 days that he's going to be forced to sit out on the IL. But I do think that somebody needs to continue to step up. But because this devil magic is back, I think that can pretty much be anybody on this Giants offense any given night. And that was kind of the theme of the early season. You know, one night it was like Tyler Fitzgerald delivering the big hit. The next it was Mike Yastrzemski. Wilmer Flores has done it a lot this year. Elliot Ramos has been one of the best hitters in baseball since May. I mean, he's got a great OPS since the beginning of May, over 900, and plenty of other guys on this team have an opportunity to step up. Jung-Hoo Lee, we haven't even talked about him on today's show, but he's another guy who could really pay dividends for this Giants team. Scored 2 runs in today's game, also had a hit. But there's plenty of guys on this team that can step up. Dom Smith has been really good for the Giants since he signed here. There's plenty of talent on this Giants roster. They just got to figure out how to access it on a nightly basis. You haven't seen this offense clicking as like a whole unit yet. There's been moments in the season where you've kind of thought, okay, maybe all these different guys are going to start rolling, and it just hasn't really come to fruition. So I don't think the Giants need this entire offense to start rolling for them to keep winning the way that this team's been pitching. You just need contributions from somebody every night. And tonight it was Willie Adames who gave a little bit more than we've been seeing from him. And that was the big difference in this one. So that's what I'm looking for from the Giants going forward, is just continued contribution from at least one guy every night that punches a little bit above his weight than we've been seeing recently. And for tonight, like I said, Willie Adames, got to give him some credit. 2 RBIs in this one, had a sac fly and a solo home run. And thankfully, he got something to get himself going here at Coors Field. This is exactly what we were looking for. The Giants' 6th win in a row, and Willie Adames heating up. Maybe he can keep them afloat while Matt Chapman is out if he keeps rolling. Chappie was obviously hitting the cover off the ball right before this injury, so that is a horrible time for Matt Chapman to get injured if you're a Giants fan, but they got enough in this lineup to keep on winning, especially with the Rockies right now. So 2 more games against the Rockies before you head to Los Angeles and face the Dodgers, and I want all the momentum in the world before heading into that series. And just since we've been doing this show, since I gave you an update earlier, the Dodgers are losing 11-1 in the bottom of the 8th right now at 9:22 on Tuesday. So hopefully that's a loss for the Dodgers. And yeah, we are starting to scoreboard watch just a little bit more. I know it's only June, but hey, all these games are starting to matter a little bit more, and this playoff race is getting tight, and it's starting to take shape, and it looks like the Giants are going to be right in the thick of it. It's all the time that we got for you guys today on the Locked On Giants postcast. I see all of you in the chat, and I appreciate every single one of you, but ultimately we do not have time on this short show to get into all of these comments. So appreciate all the everydayers, and thanks for listening. However you're tuning in on the podcast, on YouTube, we appreciate it. Make sure to check out the show tomorrow as the Giants face the Rockies in game 2 of this 3-game set. It's all the time that we got for you guys today. I'm your host, Eric Triple E Engel. We'll see you next time. Peace.